I'm going to be doing something that's never been done before in the entire history of YouTube. I'm going to be ranking and giving an in-depth review of every single hit song of the 2010s. Every year, Billboard posts their list of the top 100 most popular songs of that year, and I'm going to be ranking every single song that's appeared in any list from 2010 to 2019. And there are 904 different songs. That's 56 hours worth of music. If a song was a hit from 2010 to 2019, it's on this list. I will be ranking these songs from worst to absolute best. Right now, I'm gonna tell you what I think was the worst hit song of the entire decade. Now, you're probably wondering, what song could possibly be the worst? And what would it take to have that title? Well, I'm gonna tell you, this is gonna be a controversial pick. Some of you might not like this. So most of the songs that I have this low on the list are usually here because I just simply don't like the sound of the song. However, this is one of the very few songs here that I think is genuinely harmful to society. And the reason for that is because this has officially become the official school shooter song. I think even the people who wrote the song, like the band Foster the People, even they've denounced it, but for whatever reason, people still love to defend this song. It just marks me as really weird because it tries to portray a school shooter sympathetically, which some people could call art. However, the justification they give, which there is no justification, but is essentially that this kid kills other kids in his class because they have nicer shoes than him. It's just a really disgusting premise, and it's hidden behind the fact of the song. But even if you ignore the lyrics, the song doesn't even sound good at the end of the day. I will never understand why people like this song, and I avoid it like the plague.
Alright with me, you don't need no it. Got killers with me right now, you don't need no it. This $1 million watch, nigga.
So first of all, even the title of the song is really stupid. UOENO. It's literally just a bunch of random letters because they sound like you ain't even know it. So it doesn't even stand for anything. It's literally the dumbest title ever. It's got this really low budget music video. Some random guy shouts the cannon all over the place. The cannon. And of course the infamous date rape line where Rick Ross just, ugh.
Put Molly all in her champagne. She ain't even know it. I took her home and I enjoyed that. She ain't even know it.
I don't even know how this song was a hit, how people tolerated it. It's just a really disgusting and disturbing song.
Baby, I like it. You're so excited. Don't try to hide it. I'ma make it my beer. Cake, 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 cake.
So one of the only few songs on this list that you actually can't really stream anymore because for whatever reason they moved off of streaming services. Now, this song has a lot of controversy. Originally, it was just this random minute-and-a-half long interlude off of her album, and then she made a remix with Chris Brown after the incident.
Girl, I wanna fuck you right now. Been a long time, I've been missing your body.
It's a very weird song, very uncomfortable listen. I don't know why any of them thought this was a good idea. It doesn't even sound good. They just say cake all over and over again. Very repetitive, all just unpleasant vibes all around this track.
I bitch, you was your mess, ayy. Can't keep my dick in my pants, ayy. My bitch don't love me no more, ayy. She kicked me out on life, bro, ayy.
So I'm going to try, when it's not relevant to the song, to ignore someone's controversies. However, XXXTentacion tragically did pass away. Really sad because he was a really talented guy later in his career. However, this song, I just never liked it. The bass is so distorted. It literally clips. It doesn't sound good. I never understand. It's legitimately one of the worst sounding charting hits. And while he did make better songs later in his career, I still stand by the fact that this is just one of the worst songs that ever became popular in my opinion. It's also one of the shortest songs on this entire list, clocking at only 2 minutes. There's just very little substance here.
Bust down, Tatiana. Bust down, Tatiana. I wanna see you bust down. Pick it up, now break that shit down. Break it down, speed it up, then slow that shit.
So yeah, I'll never understand the appeal of this song. I mean, the guy doesn't even sing on beat. I know that's his signature style, guys. He sings off beat, but that's just a quality of not being good at what you do. If you can't even sing on beat, why are you rapping? It's so absurd to me that people make excuses for this song. I'm just so baffled that this dude has a record deal. He has a hit single. Genuinely speaking, I mean, I guess it just proves that there's just a lot of luck involved in making a hit.
Man, somebody get some help. Pull up on the block. Hit the quad. Hit the quad. Hit the quad.
So this is the first of sadly many Vine songs on this list, and it's the lowest because this song genuinely sounds awful. I know for Vine songs you only listen to like a 6-second snippet, but there's just so many terrible moments here that like without Vine this wouldn't be popular. People don't really listen to Vine songs to listen to the song. It's just like a trend, like a dance, like whatever, right? But this is just genuinely insufferable to listen to. Also, Jake Paul's in the music video for some reason. So despite the fact that I have fond memories of doing this challenge at my school, the song itself is not a song that people actually listen to. It's just some random generic like trap song that doesn't even have lyrics, and the only lyrics the song has literally translates to "We are the terrorists." It is a very weird song. The producer of the song is a one-hit wonder, and he didn't even think to clear the sample, so he doesn't even get paid for it. Very sad, tragic story. Although Joji became a thing because of this somehow. Very odd.
Slap it on my ass.
Yeah, this song has so many terrible elements, I don't even know where to start. The fact that they just say ass over and over again, the terrible Nicki Minaj verse, the weird MC Hammer sample, and the fact that most of the song is literally just this percussion with basically no instrumentation. Just a very, very bad song. I think Big Sean's done some fine songs, but this is not one of them.
First, let me hop out the motherfucking Porsche. I don't want it if that ass don't sit like a horse.
Okay, so this song confuses me. Like, this is literally just some fucking random kid making a freestyle with the name T-Wayne, and it got viral because for whatever reason people just love those first 6 seconds. This is one of the songs that its success baffles me the most. It had no reason being as popular as it was. Also, imagine having a hit song being a freestyle and then never having another hit again. That must be so sad.
Gucci gang, 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 Gucci gang. Spread their racks on new chain. My bitch love do cocaine. Ooh.
Yeah, so this is universally agreed to be one of the worst songs ever. I don't even think it's catchy. It's just dumb. Obviously, Lil Pump wants attention, but it's just a very, very insufferable song, and I'll never understand why it became as popular as it did. The sad thing, though, is that his gimmick being successful means that he actually did have a legacy of a bunch of people who were basically just trying to gain attention and cloud chase like him. But luckily, Lil Pump is irrelevant because, you know, the music isn't good.
My anaconda don't want none unless you got buns, hun.
This is obnoxious front to back. I do not like ass anthems. Just every little bit of the song sounds terrible. It's like 4.5 minutes long, and I can barely make it past 2. Even though I've tried to like listen to every song, this is a genuinely tough listen. And of course, it's another shitty sample, this time with Baby Got Back by Sir Mix-a-Lot.
Don't get scared now.
My chick do stuff disturbing the peace. My chick bang.
Yeah, so Ludacris in 2009 had 2 hit songs off of his album. One of them had this obnoxiously low voice that sounded terrible, and the other one had this obnoxiously high voice that also sounds terrible. They're both just as terrible as each other. I guess pick your poison.
Walk it like I talk it, walk it. Walk it like I talk it, walk it. Walk it like I talk it, walk it like I talk it. Woo. Walk it like I talk it.
This is one of the most repetitive songs to ever exist. If I have to hear the phrase "walk it like I talk it" one more time, I think I'm gonna lose my mind. It's not even catchy. It's just an extremely boring song.
Work, 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 work. You see me heavy work, 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 work. You see me do me that. Tell me about that work.
So the producers of the song actually admitted on Genius that the beat was unfinished, and you can tell that this song doesn't even sound complete. I don't know why this became the obnoxious hit that it was. I mean, the chorus is one of the most repetitive, unlistenable choruses. It's just her saying work, 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 work all over again. It's not catchy. I mean, it sounds to me like she's saying random noises. I know it's technically Jamaican, but there's like no redeeming element to the song. I've been trying to avoid it since 2016, and I hope I never have to hear it again.
That's what I get, yeah. I want it, I got it, 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 you like my hair, she thinks.
So here I have Ariana Grande being obnoxious, bragging about being rich, saying that money actually buys all of your happiness, Very, very bad message to send to young people. Very unlikable song. I don't know why this caught on the way that it did. Easily, by far, the worst single Ariana Grande has ever put out. This song still baffles me to this day just by how terrible it is.
Juju on that beat, juju on that beat, juju on that, juju on that, juju on that beat. Now slide, drop, hit them for no.
Here we have yet another Vine song, this time with two absolute no-name rappers, and an opening intro that is genuinely one of the worst that I've ever heard. Just sounds terrible. These guys have no bars. The only thing good about the song is the beat, which I believe they even stole anyway. Yeah, it's no shock that these guys have not even produced anything even close to noteworthy ever since. Yeah, so this song gets called misogynistic a lot because of the whole controversy, even back in 2013, because I think like the music video was just a bunch of girls being naked and stuff. In reality, I just never really cared for the song. It just never sounded good to me. For whatever reason, people were listening to it on the radio a ton, and I just never understood it. This song was everywhere in 2013. And there were just so many better songs that year. Also, fuck me does not rhyme with hug me. I'm sorry, it just fucking doesn't. So here we have the first country song on this list. Most of them are just pretty boring, but this one is just an obnoxious ass-shaking anthem talking about shaking it for all like the animal. It's just a very, very weird song I don't like listening to. What are y'all folks doing out in the country? This is just a very unappealing song. So I remember Macklemore had like a ton of hype following the huge success of The Heist. And then this song came out, and I guess it makes sense that he would make a song about a moped. Like, that's a very Macklemore thing to do. But it just sounds obnoxious, terrible. There's just a lot of elements to the song that are genuinely hard to listen to. I don't find this funny. I don't find this humorous. Personally, I think the song is a huge misstep, and that second album of his was just absolutely terrible. I mean, one of the fastest ways I've ever seen anybody kill that hype, This Unruly Mess I Made, I believe the album was called. For whatever reason, people like this song, but to me, this was a clear sign that Macklemore was just not going to be a thing. Because you have to remember, these guys like ruled the world in 2013. I mean, the guy just screeches downtown, and ugh, it makes my ears hurt.
Downtown.
Also, even the top comment to this music video says that the song is stupid, so I mean, that's all I have to say.
21st century till infinity.
So repetition can actually be a okay element to songs. It's part of what makes some songs catchy, but songs like this take it to a very bad extreme. I mean, you cannot escape it. Literally, like every 5 seconds, they're saying the word "I'm a bee" and then some other like words for filler. I bet it's essentially like half the fucking song. It is obnoxious. Now, obviously, there's like this breakdown at the end, which is kind of cool, I guess. But for one of the Black Eyed Peas' biggest hits, I mean, they've got so many better other songs. This is just a misfire.
Going up on a Tuesday. Got your girl in the cut, she choose a club going up.
So yeah, this guy's voice generally sounds terrible. I do not understand why this was a hit, how he got fucking Drake to feature on his song. I mean, to be fair though, this does sound like the kind of song that a club would play on a Tuesday when nobody is there, to ignore the fact that this song is just not party music at all.
Look what you made me do. Look what you made me do. Look what you just made me do. Look what you just made me do.
Taylor Swift was at the height of her career when this song came out, and this was baffling. I think the reason it became #1 is simply because she was just such a big pop star at the time, and because, of course, the song directly addresses the drama with Kanye West. I mean, y'all know the whole thing, right? It was a thing. That being said, the Right Said Fred sample is obnoxious. It is just like one note, just, it sounds super flat. And for a chorus it's supposed to be the catchy part, the verses sound bad. I mean, I guess like there's like this plucky thing that sounds decent, but besides that, ooh. And it's weird because Reputation was actually a pretty good album that, you know, a lot of the songs didn't sound like this, but you wouldn't know it. I mean, this is just one of the cringiest songs ever made, and I think it convinced absolutely nobody, which is weird because like the concept of the song isn't that different from like Blank Space, but like Blank Space is like, you know, it's like poking fun at herself, right? That's obvious. But like when you hear this song, she genuinely sounds insane.
You know what to do with that big fat butt. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle.
Yeah, this is a song about ass, and big shocker, it is trash. Definitely not a high art song. Don't get me wrong, okay? Pop music, a lot of it isn't. There's just nothing like endearing, nothing super catchy. It is literally just a song about ass. And I'm gonna say no thank you to that. I just can't take it seriously. And obviously, I do not find it fun. Introducing the world to Charli XCX was honestly the only good thing this song ever did. This song has the distinction of being so incredibly lazy that the second verse of the song is just the first verse of the song repeated over again. I mean, you have one small segment repeated by an obnoxious chorus, followed by the same small segment, you know, tiny, very short verse, repeated over and over again, and then the obnoxious chorus again. It literally just like repeats. It's like they finished the song and then just like copied and pasted it. I think this entire fucking song is literally just like 8 bars worth of lyrics, and that's like really sad.
Ain't afraid to show it, show it, show it, show it. I'm sexy and I know it.
LMFAO are the definition of industry plants, being the descendants of founder of Motown Records. And while they somehow managed to make a pretty good song with Party Rock Anthem, their follow-up hit was just an obnoxious, terrible piece of garbage. You can call me a prude or whatever, but that doesn't change the fact that the sounds of the song are annoying, and I don't like the underwear thrusting in the music video. I'll never forget one time I was playing chess. I was in this chess club, and this one guy kept playing the song over and over and over because he thought it was the funniest thing ever. And from that day on, I've come to despise the song and never want to hear it again. Yeah, so I'm assuming most of y'all don't remember this, but Miley Cyrus rapped on a song, and it was bad. I don't know who thought this was a good idea. Yeah, Miley should never rap again. I know she was going through like a weird phase in her life during this time. This is not something I want to be listening to.
Baby, won't you come my way? Got something I want to say.
You know, it's crazy how Fetty Wap absolutely dominated the year 2014 with 3 big hits and then dropped off the face of the earth. This song being the worst of his hits because it's literally just the same melody repeated over and over and over again throughout the entire song in this obnoxious voice. Nothing good about this. The only notable thing is like apparently the chorus of Closer by the Chainsmokers. Some people were saying that it was stolen from this song. I don't know.
Haven't made my mind up, should I keep it? I got big dog status, it ain't no secret.
This would otherwise be a pretty fine song, but that thing Future does is just irredeemable. I can't overlook that. Also, I have no idea how the Black Panther soundtrack managed to have 3 big hits on it. As I'm recording this, Wakanda Forever is only a few months away, and I highly doubt that the sequel will have that same impact, but who knows?
In the kitchen, wrist twisted like a stir fry. Whip it in the kitchen, wrist twisted like a stir fry. Whip it in the kitchen, wrist twisted like a stir fry.
So this song was made using a old rejected beat that Pharrell Williams made in the 2000s, and listening to this, I can 100% see why this was rejected. It is a very messy, clunky beat, and I guess one man's trash is another man's treasure, although I would argue that it is still trash. So yeah, I agree with Pharrell here.
Now, Red Solo Cup is the best receptacle for barbecues, tailgates, fairs, and festivals, and you, sir, do not have a pair of testicles if you prefer drinking from glass.
This song is weird, but it is so absurd that it becomes interesting. The way by the end of the track, he's just like worshiping this cup.
You're not just a cup. No. You're my friend. Yeah.
There are very few pop songs, or I guess this is a country song, very few songs that get popular that have this level of absurdity. It's like on a level I can appreciate that, but when you're ranking this song against like actual real songs, yeah, I can't with it.
What does the fuck say?
Yeah, so I was 13 years old in 2013, and obviously, you know, the weird song with the funny animal noises from the Norwegian guys who had a talk show, it just randomly invaded the world, and I can see why. You know, the thing with this song and Gangnam Style is that, you know, those songs were genuinely catchy songs. They were enjoyable to listen to. The problem here is that the animal noises, I mean, obviously it's like the joke of the song. It's supposed to be the drop, and it's just obnoxious to listen to, and also the song is just very, very silly. Although, to be fair, it does sound better than it really has any right to, because obviously, like, the lyrics are very, very stupid. This is a song for literal babies, and yet there's like a couple dozen songs I put below this. Admittedly, it is a catchy melody. The mommy and daddy shark voices, or grandma, like very, very weird noises, but like it's a song for babies. This shouldn't even be here. I mean, it's technically the most viewed song on YouTube, so I get it. I mean, it's Baby Shark. What am I supposed to say about this? I'm not a toddler.
This next part's my favorite part, cause it's time to shine. Gonna do the two-step, then cowboy boogie. Grab a sweetheart.
So it's so funny that within the same year that Old Town Road came out, we already had a Old Town Road clone. Like, it doesn't even have the same charm that like the original song Old Town Road does. I mean, this just feels like a shameless cash grab. I guess it's like different enough on its own. But this song being labeled as country is just, it's just not true. This is like not really a country song. It has like these weird elements of country, but it's just not. I think Blanco Brown, like years later, eventually became an actual legit artist. But I mean, this is just like another novelty song.
I'm gonna take my horse to the Old Town Road. I'm gonna ride till I can't no more.
So even though I've grown to like some of Lil Nas X music in the future, I would say that I do not, and I still don't understand the whole Old Town Road phenomenon. I don't know why this song particularly clicked on the way it did. You know, country rap crossover. I mean, we had Cruise a few years ago. That was a big hit, so I don't know why this feels like this shocking thing. At the end of the day, though, this really is just a song by a Twitter troll using a beat that he downloaded off of YouTube that the beatmaker stole from Nine Inch Nails. Very weird song. I never really liked it that much. Like, I think it was cool watching it break records and stuff, but it just, to me, I don't know why it was this song of all songs. But whatever.
Rack City, bitch. 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 10.
So this song has this very dark and boring atmosphere. It has absolutely like no instrumentation besides these weird like chants and stuff. It's just a very, very dull song that I've never understood. I mean, the delivery is just so monotone. It literally just sounds like somebody like talking, and not even like high energy talking, like low energy talking. Like they don't even care.
If I was your boyfriend, never let you go. Keep you on my arm, girl.
So this was the weird transitional period where Justin Bieber is trying to become more adult. But before 2015, when he really found his stride and makes some pretty good songs, this song, I kid you not, it sounds like Justin Bieber heard Rack City and wanted to replicate it. And the result is just this very weird song that is just a mess.
I got money in my hands that I really like to blow. Swipe.
Like, the verses are just like, why did he do it? Why did he think that was a good idea? I will never understand. Like, the weird whisper delivery is just so odd. Like, he doesn't do this in any other song. It's just this song. And like the whole like falsetto in 3, 2.
So say hello to falsetto in 3, 2, swipe.
It's just, it's so cheesy.
Slow hands, like sweat dripping down, not dirty laundry. No chance.
This song, by all measures, should be a average, tolerable, decent song, yet it's not. And the main reason for that is simply because of the stupidest lines I've ever heard. Sweat dripping down my dirty laundry. Like, if this is supposed to be a romantic line, that line is the opposite of romantic. It is a disgusting thought. I do not want to think it. Also, the we should take this back to my place in the verse. The clipping in that verse sounds terrible. Like, literally every other half second, it's like they cut one take and then did another take in there, and you can hear it.
We should take this back to my place.
It's an unlistenable thing. I cannot listen to this song. Like, it's just trying to be this chill, you know, radio song. It just even fails at that.
Miami equals black mask, black gloves with a little bit of rope to tie. I flipped it. Black suit.
Yeah, so Pitbull made a song for the Men in Black soundtrack, but what really makes the song stand out is the fact that Pitbull, through all of his years, is used to these dance, these party club songs about feeling good, having fun. That's like Pitbull's brand, right? Him and Flo Rida, they had a very specific niche within pop music that I respect. The problem is that the guest vocalist that they had on, specifically in Pitbull's case, would almost always carry the song. The chorus would be the thing, and then Pitbull would, you know, be that filler time. You know, he served his purpose and he was good at it. But this song has no guest vocalist, therefore it is an insufferable mess. It's like ordering French fries without the ketchup. It's like eating a pretzel without salt or without cheese. It is like eating a piece of sliced bread with no meat, no cheese, no spread on it at all. It is plain. It is bland. It is something that only the most miserable of people choose to feast on. Instead, we have this weird sample that serves as a quote-unquote chorus, but it doesn't save this song. This song is one of the most obnoxious songs of the decade, simply because it is literally filled with this high-pitched screeching throughout the entire track. Not a pleasant listen. I think even Ariana Grande hates this song. And really, if the person who sings this hates it, I mean, does that not say it all? The instrumental to the song is almost non-existent. It is just drums and then empty space throughout the entire rest of it. It's just a microcosm of why I do not like minimalism. It really tries to escape and hide its emptiness through those powerhouse vocals. But this is just an obnoxious song to listen to.
Now she want a photo. You already know though, you only live once, that's the motto, nigga. YOLO, and we bout it every day, every day, every day. Like we sitting on the bench, nigga, we don't really play.
This song birthed the word YOLO to us, which was a whole movement back in the early 2010s. I mean, you really had to have been there. I mean, that's really all I gotta say. I mean, that song, that alone is a crime against humanity. I'm gonna try to keep these short because I have like 900 of these to go through, and I've been working on this video for months. I'm actually really scared on how long the final video is gonna wind up being.
901 Shelby Drive, look alive, look alive. Niggas came up on this side, now they on the other side. Oh well, fuck them, dog.
I find it so funny that the song is called Look Alive because I imagine that's what everyone's saying to Black Boy JB. But I mean, let's not lie. Even the people who like the song, I mean, come on. Drake carried the song. Nobody knows who Black Boy JB is. This is his only hit. Nobody cares about him. Nobody even cares about him on his own song. Drake takes up the vast majority of the song except for one verse, and that verse is easily the weakest part of the song. I don't know how this dude got Drake on his song. Baffles me. It just proves that Drake's star power is really... Drake can feature on your song and it can take your random song to become a hit. This dude is insane. I mean, there's so many freaking Drake songs in this ranking alone. I believe like Drake songs alone account for like 5% of this entire list.
Feel the thunder, lightning and the thunder, feel the thunder.
Look, I am an Imagine Dragons defender, okay? They had some really good hits. I like Night Visions as an album, but this song, I can't defend it. I can imagine that this song is what people who hate Imagine Dragons hear every Imagine Dragons song sounding like. I mean, the chorus and the bridge to this song are just obnoxious, high-pitched voices. And then the chorus itself is literally just Dan Reynolds saying thunder, thunder, lightning in the thunder, thunder, thunder. This is a pure nothing of a song, and for a song called Thunder, you would expect it to have a little bit more energy.
Where you from? No matter to me. She said, hola, como esta? She said, konnichiwa. She said, pardon my French. I said, bonjour, madame.
So this is a song with the concept of this guy loving girls from all across the world, and you know, you'd think that'd be okay, but the problem is that this song has some very weird racist lyrics in it, and I quote,
She from Africa, but she fuck me like she Haitian. Ass black, but the eyes looking Asian.
I don't know why he thought that was okay to say, or why people gave this a pass, but that really irks me out. And it's not like the song is good or catchy. It's absolutely not. And also, it's literally just like a Talk Dirty ripoff. Like, Talk Dirty is just a better version of this song.
Talk dirty to me.
Yeah, that doesn't mean I like Talk Dirty though. It's always been one of my least favorite Jason Derulo songs, and for whatever reason, this sparked a resurgence in his career, and I've just never liked it. The 2 Chainz verse is just really unnecessary and like really brings down the song. Also, you have the intro of this like Asian woman saying Jason Derulo's name at the end of the song, being like, I don't understand.
What? I don't understand.
Because like the whole premise of the song is that like, I mean, I think this is even more racist than Don't Mind, because the whole concept is that he doesn't understand what these girls are saying and he doesn't care. He only cares that the girls understand him when he's talking dirty to them, which is just like, ooh, like way to say you don't really see these girls as people. The song can be catchy, I guess. I never really liked that horn in the drop. It's a very bad sounding horn. But yeah, I just never liked the song. It always irked me.
Body like a back road, driving with my eyes closed. I know every curve like the back of my head.
And here we have another country song, and this song in particular is just especially notable. Being compared to a back road is a really shitty comparison to call a woman. I don't understand why any woman would like that comparison. Like, what is he trying to say? That she constantly gets run over by a bunch of dudes? Is that what you mean by back road? Maybe that's not what he meant, but that's what my mind automatically jumps to. Is it the fact that she serves you utility to get to where you want to be, even though you give absolutely no thought to her? Is that why she's a back road to your... I can't think of a single good interpretation, and I know that's not what Sam Hunt meant. I know he had innocent intentions when writing the song, don't get me wrong, but it's just such a stupid fucking comparison. He knows every curve like the back of your hand. How often do you look at the back of your hand? Not often, right? Because it's the back of your hand. That's like saying you know it like your back. Do you ever look at your back all that often? No, you don't. Doing 15 and a 30 is also a very dangerous form of driving. If you drive slower than the speed limit, a car is going to crash into you and you're going to cause a traffic jam. So, not good.
Talking that blah, blah, blah. Think you'll be getting this? Nah.
So the whole concept of the song is she's just telling off this weird, creepy, rude guy at a bar. But the problem is that the resulting song is the most obnoxious song. I would even go as far as to say that the song itself is probably more obnoxious than the guy could ever be. So for those of y'all saying that I'm like an SJW because of the last few results, definitely not the case, okay? I have anti-feminist songs low on the list. I have feminist songs low on the list. Trust me. So this was the follow-up single directly after her debut single TikTok, which was absolutely huge, the biggest song of that year. And yet this song absolutely failed to live up to that hype. It was a very disappointing single. Now, she had other better songs off of that album, but this obviously was not one of them. The 303 verse also doesn't add much to the track. And then you have the most obnoxious part of the song, which literally sounds like a dentist drill. No idea why they added that sound effect here. Overall, just a very unpleasant experience.
Okay, Lamborghini Mercy. Yo, chick, she so thirsty. I'm in that 2C Lambo with your girl, she trying to jerk. Okay.
So remember before when I was talking about Ludacris and his 2 songs in 2009, one with a high pitch and one with a low pitch? This song manages to do both within the span of only like a few seconds. It goes from a very low voice, which I believe is the chorus, and then like a very high voice immediately after. I don't know why they added that to the production. I never liked this song. Now there's like a 2-minute segment towards the end of the song where it actually winds up sounding good, but I still can't forgive that chorus for just sounding like that.
Hey,
did a lot of shit just to live this here lifestyle. Came straight from
I kid you not, but the top comment to this music video is literally, "This is beautiful. This song tells the riveting tale of Mr. Young Thug and his valiant quest to learn the English language." If that doesn't say it all as to why this song is as low as it does, I rest my case. Although I will say, being the first hit single to ever be sung in gibberish is quite a feat.
Know some young niggas like to swear. Know some young niggas like to swear.
Dude, the parts of this song where Sway Lee of Ray Shremmerd sings really high is just, it ruins the song. Like, dude literally sounds like 645 AR at some parts here. And it just makes the song really unlistenable. So this song was a crossover, and for whatever reason, a lot of people really liked it. However, the sample to the song is one of the most obnoxious that I have ever heard. I think it was actually a remix of a remix, and then they remixed the remix. This song has a really weird history, and all around one of the most obnoxious samples of all time.
I am a lost boy from Neverland, usually hanging out with Peter Pan.
I have no idea why y'all decided to make this random girl's Peter Pan fanfiction on Vine a actual chart hit. One of the weirdest hits of all time. I don't understand it. Also, the song title really bothers me. You are not a boy, Ruth B. Maybe you're trying to write the song in the perspective or whatever, but it just always irks me. It's like there's just something really off-putting about this, and you think it'd be like this innocent ballad. And don't get me wrong, the vocals are good, but it's not good enough to overlook it, and it shouldn't have gone as viral as it did. TikTok songs are better than Vine songs. There, I said it.
She won't ever get enough once she gets a little touch. If I had it my way, you know that I'd make her say, ooh.
This song's verses is one of the weirdest, grossest things. I mean, it's literally just Kesha and 303 making a bunch of kiss sounds.
And twist, and twist, and twist, and twist.
Not a pleasant thing to listen to. 303 has been pretty much left in the past, although they did make a song with 100 gecs recently. Guess that's notable. Oh, and they showed up on the 10-year anniversary of Friday by Rebecca Black. This is just a weird oddity of a song.
When I'm gone, you're gonna miss me when I'm gone. You're gonna miss me by my head.
So this song was like a phenomenon in 2013, and some of you younger people watching might not understand just how big this was. For whatever reason, the cup routine from the song just like blasted all over social media. It was hugely popular. A bunch of people made videos to it. And it's weird because this all originated from like a 30-second clip from Pitch Perfect. It wasn't like really a song. It was just like, it barely was any focus in the actual movie, which surprised me because I watched the actual movie years later, and I would have thought based on how big this was that the cup song was like more prominent in it, but it wasn't. Anna Kendrick isn't even like a singer. Like, I guess she technically is, but she was more of an actress at the time. And, you know, they had to like literally make like a remix of the song because it became so popular. Also, it's literally just a cover of some random song from like decades ago. Without a doubt, this is one of the strangest songs to become a hit during this decade. And it doesn't even sound good. It was just thrown together last minute, and you can kind of tell.
My nigga, my nigga, my nigga. My nigga, my nigga. My motherfucking nigga. My nigga, my nigga.
So, yeah, that song title, I'm just gonna refrain from talking about this in the hopes that saves me from getting canceled. Thank you very much.
About a week ago. Fuck with us and then we tweaking, ho. Run up on that nigga, get the squeezing, ho.
Oh, you've got to be fucking kidding me. Oh, not again. Okay, I'll actually talk a little bit about this one because the guy who sang it is actually out of prison, and I think he's like about to release an album now, and people are saying like his musical style hasn't evolved since he came into prison. Very fascinating case.
Fighting some demons in the field, bitch, I'm deep in. I was raised in the deep end. I know niggas be sinking. Take your bitch and go deep in, but I give up.
So the song's actually fine. I actually think it has some well-crafted melodies. Like, there's some merit to the song, and it'd be a lot higher if if it wasn't for the fact that the come on and baby noises in the background are literally just the basic default voice clips that everyone who uses Fruity Loops has access to. Like, I can literally recreate that in 5 seconds.
I got money, they envy me. Oh, the
baby.
It's just so incredibly lazy and shocking that a hit song did this, and I've seen nobody else talk about it.
I hope you could take it off.
I'm too good to you. I'm way too good to you.
So I understand what Drake is trying to do with this song. I get it. And maybe there are some circumstances where this message would actually fit and apply and work here. The problem is, regardless of how true this might be in the situation, and I don't know how true it is, y'all can let me know in the comment section, right? Regardless of all the justification in the world, Drake saying that he's quote unquote too good to his girl does not make him look good. It is just a bad look all around, right? If you think your woman is treating you badly, you break up with her, right? You can easily do that. But to choose to stay with her and decide to actively want to treat her worse is just a really bad thing to do, and to make a song revolving around that concept does not sound like a good idea.
I know I can treat you better than he can, and any girl like you deserve.
Again, another song where the idea of this song is that Shawn Mendes is gonna be a hero and save the day. The problem is that this song sounds like it was created and written by somebody off of the Nice Guys Reddit. It is just a very strange song. Like, hey, your guy isn't being good to you. You should have me instead. I've heard this cliche over and over again. And I get, like, in the music video, this guy is beating her up and abusing her. But it's just like, maybe she needs some space after dealing with that. I don't know. I never liked the song, and it doesn't even sound good. This song is honestly pretty catchy, right? I can admit that. But it's very weird that this is him being respectful, like calling her a sexy bitch and saying that she ain't like your neighborhood hoe. Like, either go all in on it, right? And you can absolutely do that, or like don't do that. But to like acknowledge that, hey, you know, I probably shouldn't say this, but it's just never a good medium for anyone to be in. And it's just a very awkward listen with that context. Like, if you're not going to be respectful, don't pretend that you're trying to be respectful, okay? If you can be disrespectful and pull that off, go ahead, I guess. But this is just weird.
I don't got no type. Nah. Bad bitches is the only thing that I like. You ain't got no life.
The dude literally just sounds terrible in the song. Bad bitches is the only thing that I like is not proper grammar. It doesn't even sound good. I would excuse it if it did, like Ariana Grande on Break Free, like The Way I Are. That's not right either, and it's kind of dumb. But this is dumb, and it doesn't sound good. An incredibly boring and lifeless song. I don't know why people like this. Like, the whole song is just obnoxious. There's like no good moments in it.
I'm chilling on a dirt road, laid back swerving like I'm George Jones. Smoke rolling.
This song is called Dirt Road Anthem, and honestly, that should be enough to really say it all. But honestly, it gets even worse because there is a part of the song where Jason Aldean raps.
Back in the day, Potts Farm was a place to go. Load a truck up, hit the dirt road.
Why he thought that was a good idea, I'll never understand. But country boys rapping in songs about dirt roads, like, my God, genuinely awful.
Is it bad that I never made love? No, I never did. But it's sure know how to fuck up the
So this song would be fine, except for the fact that it has this obnoxious squeaky chair noise in the background that I just can't get over, and it plays throughout pretty much the whole song. Like, I'm not kidding, this squeaky chair legitimately ruins this otherwise fine R&B song. Also, the opening part to the song, literally the only part without the squeaking chair, it literally opens with Whale saying that
monogamy or whatever you call it, I'm starting to think ain't for everybody. Most of us is rushing into it anyway, you know what I'm saying?
Which is stupid because monogamy is actually great. Is this guy literally advocating that people should just be able to hook up with whoever they want to? Because that could literally lead to the downfall of society. and I don't like it. The first reggaeton song on this list. And the reason it's here is because it is 7 fucking minutes long. I don't know if you noticed, I actually listened to all of these songs. Like, it was painful. And this song being as long as it was, after having to listen to all of these other fucking songs, this one just wouldn't end. And I didn't appreciate it. Way too fucking long. Okay, so the people give the Black Eyed Peas a lot of shit, but like, I Got a Feeling and Boom Boom Pow are genuinely bangers, okay? Those songs were as big as they were for a reason. However, the beginning failed to capture the success of the end, although it is kind of funny that the Black Eyed Peas made a song called The Beginning that came out after the end. That'll never not be confusing to me. This song, being the lead single, was clearly a sign of bad things to come. As the title Dirty Bit really does summarize what I think this song is. And the funny thing is, I'm not even aware of the original song that it's sampling either.
I love bad bitches, that's my fucking problem. And yeah, I like the fuck, I got a fucking problem. I love bad bitches, that's my fucking problem. And yeah, I like the fuck.
Honestly, the absolute best thing about this song is the clean version.
I love bad, that's my problem. And yeah, I like the fuck, I got a fucking problem.
The clean version is just absolutely funny to listen to. Like before I Love It or WAP had clean versions, there was this clean version. I mean, isn't it just beautiful?
I could give a fuck by no hate as long as my bitch love me. My bitch love me. My bitch love me. Yeah, I could give a fuck by.
Yeah, I've never been a fan of the song just because it has really weird lyrics like, and these hoes love me like Satan, followed by, these hoes got pussies like craters. Can't treat these hoes like ladies. When I say that, all I can imagine is Ben Shapiro having to read this out. It would be genuinely funny though. Oh, and can't forget, all she eat is dick. She on a strict diet. That's my baby.
Now watch me whip. Now watch me nay nay. Okay. Now watch me whip. Watch me nay nay. Why me do it? Now watch me whip.
So yes, Silento did kill his cousin, but I'm not going to place the song lower on the list because of that, because the song itself is what I'm judging. And even though the song absolutely is obnoxious and is another one of those viral Vine songs, this song was one of the biggest of those for a reason. Now, obviously, that does not make it a good song. It just means that for what it is, it succeeds at it pretty decently. You know, it's catchy enough. It doesn't have that many obnoxious noises in it. Doesn't mean I like it though, because I don't. I do find Silento's story fascinating though, and if you haven't heard his album Bars Behind Bars that he just released like last year, nobody has either, don't worry, it only has like a few hundred listens. Yeah, but Silento's in jail like he deserves to be. Like, holy shit, what he did was evil. All right, Silento, we're gonna need you to stand up to the stage. Did you kill your cousin, Silento?
You already know what it is.
Keep it together even when you fall apart. But this ain't my mama's bro.
So this song gets a lot of praise for apparently being a younger woman standing up to her boomer, conservative, old style parents, right? And there's a lot of commentary on that, you know, that society has moved past this. And she's basically criticizing her parents for the way that they're taking this breakup. The problem is that this song is one of the most obnoxious songs that I've ever heard. This song literally sounds like a train wreck. Now, I understand what she's saying, but she could make her case a lot better because, unfortunately, the chorus of the song makes her sound like she is crazy.
Go and fix your makeup when it's just a breakup running high.
I'm not saying that she is. She's probably not. She's probably, you know, a really reasonable, nice person. I don't know. But this song does not do it justice.
Turn down for what? Turn down for what?
So I never understood the appeal of Lil Jon anyway. And also this song, for whatever reason, was one of the biggest and one of the first actually big hits in trap music. And the weird thing is that it's literally just the same 2 lines over and over again, and the rest of the song is an instrumental. Kind of like the Harlem Shake, but obviously This feels more like an actual song than Harlem Shake did. The music video is disgusting though, and actually I doubt most people have actually listened to the full song, just like the first part, because the ending part of the song just gets really weird and ugh.
I call that getting swindled and pimped. I call that getting tricked by business. I sure tell it though.
So this song was definitely like a huge novelty at the time. I'd even compare it to Old Town Road in some ways, simply for the way it subverts the hip-hop genre. I do think that the Wanz's chorus is absolutely great, and I think that the dude has been severely underappreciated. You can actually go on his website and pay him to feature on your own songs. Like, the dude deserves a lot more for what he got from this, because this song was absolutely everywhere in 2013, and he never really saw much success afterwards from it, which is really a shame. Anyway, I do think the line about R. Kelly aged beautifully, knowing what came out about him. Although I do find the whole concept of the song to be a little bit silly, and the way that people responded to it. Obviously, the whole Grammy controversy with him winning over some other albums that people feel like deserved better. I'm not sure how much of that is Macklemore's fault, though. This song is fine for what it is. It just never really appealed to me personally. See, here's the thing. I'm torn about this song because, like, it can be charming at times, right? Like, the whole concept, but at the same time, it does feel very cheesy. I don't know how to feel about this one. Like I've said with other songs, it's just hard for me to take this one seriously as a song, you know? Actually, you know what? I just realized something. This song reminds me of Save That Money by Lil Dicky, and every negative thing I've said about this song, I think is justified now.
I gotta have it. Have it.
Look at me now. Look at me now. Oh, I'm getting paper.
My disliking of the song simply boils down to the simple fact that I do not like this beat, and I think this is one of the most terrible beats in a hit song ever made.
It goes down in the DM. It go down. It go down in the DM. It go down. It go down. It goes down in the DM.
This dude literally made a song about sending nudes in Instagram DMs, which is like one of the lamest things I've ever heard as a concept for a song. It's so sad. Oh, and also Snapchat apparently, because as we all know, Snapchat is infamous for
Snapchat me that pussy if it's cool. Snapchat me that pussy. Snapchat me that pussy.
You know what? Next song.
So I had to chew it.
Taste me how to duck. Taste me how to duck. Taste me how to duck. Taste me how to duck.
Everybody love me.
So this song had a surprisingly, shockingly big cultural impact for the time. I didn't play the clip, but Bruno Mars even mentioned Teach Me How to Dougie in his song, The Lazy Song, that I went over previously. So there's that. The song doesn't teach you how to Dougie. I don't even know what Dougieing is. It's probably some weird dance. The song doesn't sound good. The kind of drum they use, I'm not a fan of. I don't know. It's like a dance tutorial. I don't treat this as like a real song. It's weird to rank songs like this, but like I said, I have to rank them all. So this is where I'd put this one.
Because you know I'm all about that bass, no trouble. I'm all about that bass, no trouble.
So obviously this was a song about quote-unquote fat acceptance, which we all know how that went. Not a positive role for society. Quote, I'm bringing booty back. Go ahead and tell them skinny bitches that. So she's calling skinny women skinny bitches, yet claiming to be an empowering song, which this is the absolute opposite of. So the song has gross lyrics, like all the right junk in all the right places. Like, I get it, it's supposed to be empowering, whatever. The verses have her sounding incredibly low.
Yeah, it's pretty clear. I ain't no size two.
Just unappealing to listen to. Also, let's acknowledge the fact that she is the white Lizzo, and she actually looks fine. Like, I'm looking at her in this music video. She doesn't really scream overweight to me. She just looks like a normal person. I don't know. I'll never understand why the song was as big as it was. Also, her whole debut album had this weird like 50s nostalgia thing that literally no one else was doing. I don't know why she decided to bring literally 50s type music back. We didn't need a doo-wop revival. It was just weird. Yeah, that's one of the weirdest and worst ways to enter a chorus. This song really irks me. As other people have pointed out in the future, she conflates her haters on the internet to gay people dealing with homophobia and treats them as if they are equal, which is very weird. Also, the chorus of this, like the music video to the song, it looks like people from the Hunger Games in the Capitol just like partying while people are suffering in the background. Like, the way that they caricature homophobes is very weird and gross. Like, homophobia is bad, don't get me wrong. But caricaturing anyone the way that they do in this music video is really bad. And like I said, this gives me Rich Out of Touch vibes more than anything else. It also doesn't help that it's one of Taylor Swift's worst sounding songs. Obviously, Look What You Made Me Do is worse, but besides that, you know? I mean, the chorus of the song is literally, uh-oh, whoa, 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 whoa. It's so obnoxious. Her rekindling her relationship with Katy Perry is pretty cool, though. Although the freaking burger french fry thing, I don't get. Definitely one of the oddest phenomenons in the history of Billboard. This song was literally just a poem written from the book The Hunger Games, sung by Jennifer Lawrence for the movie, something that she really did not want to do, but she did anyway because the directors really basically told her that she needed to for the movie. She was insanely embarrassed by this song. This song had the fucking Rebel remix, which is like a pop remix of a song that it's called The Hanging Tree. It was a very weird phenomenon. I think people in the comment section were saying like this is the remix that would play on the radio stations in the Capitol. Yeah, I thought it'd be funny to put this like directly above the Taylor Swift song because I compared that to the Capitol. I mean, the fact that there's like, I don't know, 70, 80 songs below this is kind of funny. Because, like, okay, this song had its moment in the Hunger Games movie, right? It was very emotionally impactful during that movie, but that doesn't mean it's, like, a listenable song outside of that context. Like, there's just instrumental pieces. The James Newton Howard, like, instrumental is really well done. This isn't a pop song. This isn't a radio song. Still baffles me to this day that this was as widely popular as it was. It really shouldn't have been, but it was a strange time.
Yo, I never fucked Wayne, I never fucked Drake. All my life, man, fuck's sake. If I did, I'd menage with him and let him eat my ass like a cupcake.
This whole fucking song's content is about Nicki Minaj talking about not fucking the dudes on the track, and the dudes on the track talking about not fucking Nicki Minaj. It's just a very weird listen with just a very like 2-note repetitive beats throughout the whole fucking track. Also, this song is fucking 5 minutes long. Also, I love how literally just in the song she says,
I don't duck nobody but tape. Yeah, that was a setup for a punchline on duct tape.
Like, she couldn't think of anything clever, but she still wanted to include that in the song anyway. Why? Like, come on, this is like a draft for a better verse. I mean, that's just embarrassing.
Bad things, fine as hell, thick as fuck, oh my god, that's my baby, Caroline.
Yeah, there's some weird vocal performance moments in this song that I'm just not a fan of. Although I will say it is funny the way that he literally stops the music video to talk about bananas. Very random.
This chopper make 'em dance like a disco. I am a menace. Keep me a rage, I like tennis. I'm with this shit like I'm Dennis. I started this shit, I'm a business. Niggas be hating.
Why did we give Blueface another hit? Someday humanity will look back on its decisions.
Do you wanna kick it in the backseat?
I wanna get beside you in the backseat so I can be a backseat driver.
So the club boom of the late 2000s and early 2010s was a very weird time for hip-hop. Actually, I look back fondly for a lot of the songs there. This song in particular, though, I remember liking when I was like 9, but like revisiting it, it did not age well at all. And you know, it's funny because I think of all of the songs I talk about on this entire list, this is the one with the least amount of streams. I think it only has like 17 million, but trust me when I tell you, this was definitely a hit, okay? So the group is called New Boys, and then they have a lyric in the song that says,
Oh, you a good girl? It's cool, I play pretend too. I heard you had a baby. You want a new boy in
you want a new boy in you. Like, ugh. Yeah, that lyric alone ruins the song for me.
You ain't gon' tie me down, tie me down, tie me down. You ain't gon' tie me down.
So these guys had another hit, and while I'm watching the music video, it's crazy how, you know, everyone thought this was so futuristic, but just how dated it all looks. It's just so crazy. Not a fan of this one either, by the way. Like, this dude just wants to be with another woman, and the whole song is about how she's tying him down because, God forbid, she doesn't want him to, like, flirt with other dudes. Am I missing something here?
Yeah. I'm going back in. Okay, I lost my mind. It's somewhere out there stranded. I think you stand under me if you don't understand.
I'm sure Lil Wayne is saying something here. Maybe it's something even important. I've read some comments suggesting maybe so. But the sample that he uses for the chorus is so obnoxious, and it goes on through the entire song. It literally just sounds like the Minions saying "but banana." It literally fucking sounds like that. Never liked this song.
Music can rock your body. Rock that body.
So this is like the part 2 to I'm a Bee, because the Black Eyed Peas literally made one music video for both songs. It was like this 7-minute quote unquote epic. It was definitely a thing at the time, okay? But the problem with this song is it would otherwise be fine if it weren't for the fact that they chimpunk Fergie's vocals to the point where it just sounds terrible, and they do this for the whole song too.
If you green, that don't make you stop. Like the jungle, we run the block. No one rolling the way we rock.
Like, I get that they're trying to sound like futuristic, but it doesn't sound good.
Yeah. Dropped out of school, now we done rich. This sound like some 4301 shit.
So Drake released the song the same day as One Dance, and I can easily see why this song was way less popular. And he actually had features on this song, but as soon as the album came out, he, for whatever reason, removed the features. This is one of Drake's most bland, forgettable songs in his discography, in my opinion. I know some people really like it. I'm not one of those people.
Brand new whip, got no keys. Tell them my clothes, no starch, please. Soon as I nut, you can go leave. Got M's in the bank, like yes, indeed.
So, fun fact, this song was actually originally going to be called Pikachu. And honestly, I kind of prefer that because that has like at least some sort of novelty to it. I mean, you see a rap song called Pikachu, you're at least some kind of curious. Although I would say I never really liked the song due to the nasally voice of Lil Baby. Although of all the people that have had their careers started because they had a Drake feature on their song somehow, I'd say Lil Baby has gone to by far have the most successful careers.
Why men great till they gotta be great? Don't text me, tell it straight to my face. Best friend send me.
So just because I called Meghan Trainor the white Lizzo doesn't mean that I actually like Lizzo. I mean, she's made a few fine songs, but of her big hits, I never understood why this one got as big as it did. It was always just a very frustrating, annoying song. There were accusations that she stole the line, "I just took a DNA test, turns out I'm 100% that bitch," from some tweets. But the real accusation of plagiarism we should be talking about here is the fact that this chorus sounds exactly like Black Beatles by Ray Shremmerd. Interesting that this song randomly blew up years after it was made. This song was a serious sleeper hit. But honestly, I don't think it deserved the attention that it got. This is not a good song in my opinion.
I'm the bad guy.
Duh.
So don't get me wrong, I think Billie Eilish has made some pretty good songs. When the Party's Over, You Should See Me in a Crown, those are genuine bangers. But this song I just never liked. First of all, the production sounds very bare bones, minimalistic. Obviously, literally just her and her brother made this. I would say this track could have definitely used, you know, some studio professional quality. I know people like it for the bedroom feel, but I've just never been a huge fan of that. I think that's completely the opposite direction of what we need to be going. I like things that sound professional. Shocking, right? I know. Also has the issue that she sings in this very fucking weird whisper tone the whole song. It's just a very odd choice. I never liked it. Like, people could say it sounds different. I just don't think different equals good, and this song is a prime example of that. Very weird.
Yeah, the boys round here drinking that ice cold beer, talking about girls, talking about trucks, running in.
I can just imagine Blake Shelton during the writing of this song just listing, okay, what are some things that we need to say in a country song? Okay, girls, trucks, beer, got it. Okay, let's put those all in the chorus. But in all seriousness, I remember one thing about the song that'll always blow my mind is they really hyped up this remix featuring a bunch of stars. I mean, you wouldn't believe the sheer list of A-list celebrities they got on this remix. And then you listen to it, and it's literally just them saying the word red over and over again. Like, it's the part from the original song where they just said red, 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 redneck. And then the remix is just a bunch of celebrities saying the word red, but it's a different celebrity each time they say the word red. And it's like just the most clickbaity, cash grabby, shameless thing I've ever heard. And like, this song deserves to be knocked down so many spots for that alone. Like, I'm still not over that. The funny thing is that you probably think I'm making this up, but I promise I'm not, and here's proof. So, I can imagine that this song didn't make the original album for a reason, yet for whatever reason, people decided to make this a hit. My guess is that the Beehive will just eat up anything. They really have such an inflated view of that woman. Like, she makes some good songs, don't get me wrong. I just don't believe that this is one of them. I mean, the whole song sounds like it's like a freestyle with this annoying repetitive beat, annoying repetitive lyrics. There wasn't much thought. Like, it literally feels like she shit this song out in like an hour and then posted it. Yet somehow it has like 500 million views on YouTube. And like, literally the top comment to this video, it's like, it's almost as if Beyonce filmed this in quarantine. She was always ahead of her time. Like, what kind of bullshit is this that people are deluding themselves into it? No, she was just lazy and knew she could get away with it. Like, that fucking bothers me. Like, the Billie Eilish Therefore I Am music video has the same fucking problem. It's like, some people are just fucking lazy, and if you're gonna be rich, if you're gonna have millions of dollars, can you at least put in the fucking effort to make like an actual fucking music video, please? This song screams laziness, and if someone's a big enough celebrity, they can just release any shit that they want and it'll still be a hit for some reason.
Shimmy, shimmy, yeah, shimmy, yeah, shimmy, yeah.
So here we have it. This is the consequence of making Talk Dirty such a big hit, is that we get more shit like this, and this doesn't even include the pathetic excuse of a song. I mean, I mentioned in a previous video, Jason Derulo made a Talk Dirty clone, like literally like last year. He's still doing this because that's how desperate he is. Now, I believe that was before he had his random TikTok resurgence with Savage Love that he kind of just hijacked himself onto the song, which is its own weird scenario. But this song, like, holy shit, this has 1.6 billion views on YouTube. It has 900 million streams on Spotify. Like, it's his most streamed song there. Like, that baffles me. This song was not that big. I know this. Why do people like this? I don't know. It's by far like his most forgettable hit to me. Truly shocking to me. So some of you may not know this, but some of my quote-unquote longtime fans, the 100 of you or so, may remember my old channel called Lucid Reviews. Yes, that was me. I did music reviews all the time back then, and this was one of the songs I constantly trashed. It was one of my least favorite hits of the time, as you can see on how low it is with this placement. That hasn't really changed. Now, there's many annoying parts to the song. I can play clips of the more annoying aspects.
That's how you spell friends.
Also, can you just acknowledge that, like, they have a fucking beep in this song? In the explicit version of this song, they have a beep sound effect censoring the word fucking. Like, how the fuck are you going to censor the word fuck on the explicit version of the fucking song? I can also mention how Marshmello called this the official friend zone anthem. Like, that's not the most cringiest thing I've ever heard in my life. Also, the part where she spells out the word friends sounds like she says F-R-I-N-D-S, like she's missing the fucking E.
F-R-I-N-D-S. F-R-I-N-D-S.
Okay, wait, what the fuck? I literally slowed down the song and I still can't hear the fucking E. Like, even the lyric video shows it as E-N. Like, What? So we're gonna just say N is N, like pronounced E-N. Oh, that's some fucking bullshit. Like, I guess she technically says it, but it's like there's clearly 6 syllables intended for that line. It doesn't work. Like, the drop, it just sounds like a fucking balloon inflating in the background. It's just an obnoxious noise. Just a very odd concept for a song. And also, the whole point of this song was just to send it to a bunch of people who you want to just remain friends with, but like, that's just gonna piss them off. Like, I can imagine there's just a bunch of people who got the song sent to them and they have like bad memories with it. Also, one of my first shitposts ever was, I believe in like 2017 or 2018, I just took the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 part of the song and I literally just like edited the numbers and made that into a vocal melody and just made it play over the whole song.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 4, 2, 3, 4, 3, 10, 10, 10.
No still means no. Why you gotta be so rude? Don't you know I'm human too?
Okay, so Magic, all capitalization with an exclamation mark at the end, is a Canadian reggae band, and this is their only hit single. The lyrics are about how this dude wants a blessing from this girl's father to marry her, but the whole premise of the song is stupid. Like, this isn't the fucking 1800s. Next thing you know, he's gonna write a verse on how he wants to trade his horse for her daughter or some bullshit like that. Like, come on. Like what is this fucking premise? It's so stupid. Like, okay, he's being rude, like, whatever. Like, yeah, you should support your daughter in her own decisions, and if he's not gonna do that, that's weird. But why the fuck are you showing up at his door and asking him? Am I overthinking this song, or is this premise just really fucking stupid? So I remember listening to this song when I was like 9, and re-listening to it now, I will never forgive it for taking away my innocence. Also, like, ew, now that I'm old enough to understand what the fuck it means. The song is like fine, I guess, but like the only real memorable thing about it is like the fact that he just like really wants to talk about condos.
What you think about a condo? And if you like a condo, take it to the condo. And if you like the condo, we can move the condo. And if you room, I'ma beat your body like a condo. Since we in the condo.
Like, I don't know, that whole rhyming scheme for whatever reason. Also, wait, when he says, quote unquote, I'ma beat your body like a Congo, what does he mean? Does he mean the Democratic Republic of the Congo? Or does he mean a conga? Because that's what the instrument's called. There's no instrument called a Congo. It is called a conga. Did he make that mistake? Am I missing something here? Like, that the conga is the name of the African drum, right? Like, I just googled it. That's what it is. Like, holy shit. He even uses the hand gesture like he's playing the conga. Like, is this a genuine mistake? Am I crazy?
Yeah. Jumpin', them boys up to something. They just spent like 2 or 3 weeks out the country. Boys up to something.
So when the song came out, it was around the beginning of like Drake's big dominance. Like, he'd been around for a while, but this was when it was like you couldn't escape him, and Future was really starting to enter the mainstream too. He had a few hits before, but this is when he really started to get big, and they released this big collab album called What a Time to Be Alive, and this was the lead-off single. I remember being frustrated that on the Billboard charts, like literally every single Drake song would just chart. It would like ruin the charts for like a week or two. This song is just repetitive, it's boring, it just repeats the word Jumpman, 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 and that's like the fucking chorus. Was never a fan. I guess you could say, honestly, never mind. I need to come up with better jokes. Yeah, I can't hear her say the Y in Sorry. So this was from Beyonce's critically acclaimed album, Lemonade. Don't know why it's called that. Maybe I have to re-listen to it and watch some YouTube videos explaining the cultural significance and how it was meaningful to Black culture, or Black women specifically. I don't fucking know, okay? Like, I acknowledge that some things just weren't made for me. But you know what? If you're offended by this list, you can go make one your fucking self. I fucking dare you. I dare you to fucking try. Because you won't fucking do it. Yo, you don't understand how long this fucking took me. Okay. In all seriousness, though, this song was infamous for the Becky with the good hairline. That song, or that line in particular, started this whole cultural movement of people asking, what the fuck is Becky with the good hair? And so Beyonce literally comes out and says, y'all are fucking weird. I did not mean that to be anyone in particular. Stop with the stupid conspiracies. All right, I'll give you a quick recap. It was a lyric that she spent literally 2 seconds writing and thinking of because she thought it was like a weird metaphor or whatever the fuck. She didn't intend it to mean an actual real life person. And the fact that people were actually trying to implicate real people bothered people on her team. And it was just a whole, like, I swear, Beyonce will literally give you all nothing and you, like, turn it into this huge fucking thing. There needs to be fucking college essay papers about celebrity culture and the negative impacts it can have. Because this song and the phenomenon around it is a clear fucking example of what a nothing burger that can be. And just simply how toxic.
I get it how I live it. I live it how I get it. Come the motherfucking digits. I pull it with a lemon.
So no, I do not think Rihanna is a good rapper, unlike a lot of people who like this song will claim. Pharrell Williams uses a weird fucking sample from like a weird political hall. Like, it's such a fucking weird sample, and I never liked it. Pharrell sounds weird. I mean, he sounds terrible here. And the opening to the song, like, the truth will set you free, but first it'll piss you off. And then it's just followed by horrendous sounding shit.
Don't believe me, just watch.
It deeply bothers me that one of the biggest songs of this decade is this huge retro throwback to an era of such outdated music. I hate the fucking vinyl revival. I hate the fact that people are like filming music videos with like these filters that make their videos look like artificially like they're from like the 80s and shit. Like, you know what I'm talking about. You've seen what I'm talking about. It's like this whole aesthetic, and I don't fucking understand it. We have the highest quality shit. Your photos can look fucking amazing just from taking a snap from your phone. This obsession to make something look old and antiquated, the embracing of the flaws, aka the parts that make it shit, it blows my mind. And also, this song isn't even good either. It's just him talking, Bruno Mars, talking about how fucking great he is. Just stroking his own ego the whole track. It's super repetitive. It's got like, I don't know, like 10 lines. I haven't counted, okay? If I counted, I could give you an exact number, but I've got 904 of these, okay? Give me some fucking slack. I heard the song fucking everywhere in 2015. It dominated. It broke records. It was a big fucking song. Mark Ronson, some obscure UK DJ, whatever, who to this day hasn't had a ton of chart success, but obviously his profile was raised simply from this one hit. And by the way, no, this song is not lower on the list simply because of how big it was. Oh, I promise you. Believe me, okay? This song is low on the list because I genuinely think it's shit. If it was the 100th most popular song of 2015 and not the most popular song of 2015, it would be in the exact same space. The fact that it was the biggest hit of 2015, one of the biggest hits of the decade, just adds salt to the wound. I am genuinely baffled why so many people love the song so much.
If I was you, I'd wanna be me too. I'd wanna be me too. I'd wanna be me.
You know, it's funny that Meghan Trainor made this song when she did, because, you know, if she waited a few more years, the word Me Too, or the phrase Me Too, would have a very different meaning. This song, ironically, being about loving yourself. I would argue, though, that this song is a perfect example of what I'd like to call toxic positivity. There's such thing as being too self-confident. You know, loving yourself a little too much. And this song is the clear example of that and why that can be so harmful. If you think of yourself that highly, that's probably not a good sign. Let's just say that. This is just braggadocious bullshit to help middle-aged mothers with mediocre lives feel better about themselves. At the end of the day, is the song extremely harmful? Not really. It just irks me and what it represents. Was never a fan. And also, it sounds like shit too. I mean, we got this one part of the song. I don't know what the fuck they were thinking there.
Today I don't feel like doing anything. I just wanna lay in my bed.
See, I'm conflicted because on one hand, a song like this kind of needs to exist, right? There are times when you're lazy, and having that to be a concept for a song is actually not the most terrible idea in the world. However, in execution, it is one of the cringiest things that I have ever heard. This song is just one big TMI, nobody asked for this, and this is a stain on his discography. Now, I know I technically put Uptown Funk lower on this list by 2 spots, but this is the song of his that I guess I avoid the most. although I probably heard Uptown Funk more times simply out of the sheer popularity of it. This song is just so out of touch. Like, at least Uptown Funk defined the future of his discography. He's made so many songs trying to replicate that success. Even to this day with Silk Sonic, you can't tell me that he that's the reason he made that shit, right? And 24K Magic, all of that stuff. But this song, oh my god.
I'll just strut in my birthday suit and let everything hang loose. Turn the TV on, throw my hand in my pants.
Bruno, I do not want to hear about how you put your hand in your pants. You know, the lyric about a college degree. I feel that sometimes. I relate to that too. But what message are you putting out there with this?
Now bottoms up and double my dose.
Bottoms up, ever see you come. Got a couple bottles, put a couple in and turn your bottoms.
You know your song's gonna be unlikable when the first thing that people hear when they play it is Mr. Steal Your Girl.
It's Mr. Steal Your Girl.
Like, what the fuck is that? There's this one part of the song where he tries to sing really fast, like fast equals good, the whole Eminem thing. Also, we have like the part where he just like, it was like this weird trend in like the early 2010s. They'd like replay the same clip over and over again, like stutter it. It's like the precursor to vocal chops. It was a thing. Basically, like, it feels to me like they didn't know how to transition the chorus to the verse, and it was just lazy. I don't like Nicki Minaj's verse here either. So another fun fact is that Rihanna apparently turned the song down when she could have had the much bigger hit We Can't Stop. Now, I'm not exactly a huge fan on We Can't Stop, although I'll talk about it later in this video. But it's better than this, and I mean, you know, there's a lot of songs that sounded like this during this time, this being one of the worst of them. I mean, of the album it was on, like, it wasn't even one of the biggest singles off of it. Like, she had, like, yeah, Diamonds was a huge #1 hit, Stay peaked at #3 and was a huge hit as well, and Pour It Up just barely hit the top 20. Literally the 5th and 6th singles off of this project, Right Now and What Now, I swear those are 2 different songs, were both more successful in many territories internationally than this 3rd single that she traded for a major hit. Major L's.
I'm in love with the coco. I'm in love with the coco.
Yeah, here's another song that I just really can't take seriously. I can imagine in my head, oh, he's talking about Cocoa Puffs, you know, because that's what I think of when I think Cocoa. Cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. Don't ask me why I'm thinking that. Clearly, this dude is talking about baking soda.
I know nothing but the popo. Baking soda, I got baking soda.
It's just so dumb. Like, I get the whole point of the song. He wants a different type of cocoa. I mean, this, to me, this is just like a meme song. Like, I know it was technically a hit, but I can't take this shit seriously. Like, as an actual song. The beat's decent, though. Also, I am genuinely shocked that this dude got a 2nd hit.
It go like, me for so fucking done with you, girl.
Dude, the whole concept of the song is legit one of the dumbest things I've ever heard. Maybe I sound repetitive at this point. I just think there's a lot of dumb songs, and considering the fact that there's 904 of them. Look, all the dumb songs are low on this list. If you're complaining that I'm just like, oh, the song's dumb over and over again, I promise you, okay, we're about to reach like the first like break, and this is like the first tier of songs, right? There's 7 of these. The higher up we go on this list, the better the songs get. You have to understand that, right? So I promise you, okay, you stay here for longer, I'll make your time worth it, okay? God knows how many hours I spent making this video. The least you can do is just stick around me just for a little bit. But the point is, this fucking song, Do Re Mi Fa, so fucking done with you, girl. It's a play on Do Re Mi Fa Sol La Ti. It's just stupid. It's like one of those things, like you write down like, oh, that might be interesting, like when you're drunk, and then next day you wake up sober, and then you just like, why the fuck did I think this was good? Except this person actually went through with it. Look, this song is so recent. I've actually mentioned like Black Bear on my channel before, and I brought the song up as an example. This dude has a huge problem where every fucking song he writes, at least the hits, all have the same 2-note fucking thing. And it just happens in every song. It's like every song is just on this formula with this shitty pattern over and over again. And it's why all the songs sound bland. It's why they all sound stale. because it's the same two fucking thing. And he tries to make it sound energetic, like it's very interesting. No, he just uses the same two fucking note pattern for every single fucking song. And it absolutely ruins it. This song should never have been a hit. The only reason it was is because it was featured in a fucking AirPod commercial. This song does not sound like a pop song. You could say it sounds unique, it sounds different, maybe it does, but as I said with the Bad Guy review, different does not equal good. It's just a very low-key song. I mean, there are parts in this song where you can barely hear her voice. Yeah, did that sound annoying to you? Did that bother your ears? Well, it should have, because that's what this fucking song does. And I was just trying to make a point there. Also, fuck those tapping noises, and fuck this minimalism bullshit. The song sounds empty as fuck. It sounds incomplete. Minimalism is just the worst fucking trend. Like, what's that mean? You'll own nothing and you'll be happy? It's just like, I want things in my music. When you put less things in your song, you make it actively worse. Like, you could say, oh, well, the things that they focus on are, like, actually really good, and they're trying to only... Like, come on, okay? That's just an excuse. I don't buy that. Maybe there's some songs where it's like, it's really basic, like piano ballads, right? There's some songs that it's just lazy, and this is one of those songs that's just really lazy.
I'm different, yeah, I'm different. I'm different, yeah, I'm different. I'm different, yeah, I'm different.
No 2 Chainz, you're not different. This sounds like every other rap song. The piano is pretty though. You're not different, okay? That's all I have to say, okay? There are some songs on this list that I'm just not gonna say a lot to, and please forgive me, okay? I've got so many fucking songs to go through. So this is a little indie hit that some people are saying it's really great. Some people really love this. Monsters of Men was never really super successful, but they had their moment in the spotlight. But the fact is, the song being about death really irks me. And, you know, when I listen to pop music, it's usually to be in a good mood. And I'm willing to make exceptions for that if the song is really good. But I never liked the song. It never did anything for me. And it always just puts me in a really fucking bad mood. So if y'all can forgive me for putting a song low that generally makes me feel like shit every time I listen to it, makes me feel deeply uncomfortable, I've just never been in the mood, right? I'm not the kind of person who likes horror movies. I don't like getting a panic attack when I simply watch a movie. Just never been super interested in that. You know, I'll never understand people like that. The fact that this song has such a dark subject matter, it just makes me avoid it like the plague. And also, the song isn't even that good.
Wanna spend it all on you, baby. My room is the G-spot. Call me Mr. Flintstone. I can make your bed right.
So this song has the notable distinction of introducing like huge stars like Drake, Nicki Minaj, and even like Tyga before they were really well known, or just about when they were becoming really well known. So, I mean, this song definitely did a lot for those people's careers, and for that has a huge impact on pop culture. But the song itself is kind of cheesy. Haha, get the pun. But yeah, first of all, I remember radio stations used to have to like, basically they would cut out the part of the song where they say the cheese spot. They would censor that. And me being a dumb kid, and even now, I've never in my life heard a single person use the phrase, the cheese spot. Like, that's some fucking Diary of a Wimpy Kid level, like, cheese touch, cheese spot. Like, what a fucking dumb metaphor. Now, as a kid, censoring that only made me curious about what it was. They absolutely failed there, right? Because you hear cheese spot, you don't think anything harmful comes from that, but apparently so. But yeah, call me Mr. Flintstone. I can make your bed rock. I mean, that's a punchline. I'll give you that one. Not a very good one to revolve your entire song around. And because this is a long song with a lot of verses, you hear that a lot of times. Also, you gotta love the grocery bag line from iconic, famous rapper Outsold Drake, gotta. Correction. I like to do my research on this channel. As you all know, we are I mean, come on, 904 songs, guys. I do my fucking research. So I just found out for the first time since I've listened to the song in like fucking 2009 or something, the lyric is not cheese spot. The lyric is G spot. Now, You can't blame a 9-year-old for hearing cheese spot and not knowing what the other term means, but it also makes a lot more sense as to why they censored it. So my idea, my whole rant now makes no sense. I was lied to? I feel betrayed. I have nothing to say about the song. I try to avoid this because I find when Diamond Axe Studios says, wow, the song sure does exist, doesn't it? I find that to be just a absolute cop-out. Like, when you're going to review and rank every song, you better review and rank every song. And he does like 10 times less songs than I do in this video. There is no excuse. You know, as we get to like the middle of this list, then there's just a bunch of country songs. There's not going to be a ton to say about those. But there's going to be some interesting opinions even throughout that. But for this song, I will say though, it reminds me of Ride It by Regard, or well, the Jane Sean version of it. It has that same R&B feel. The part in the background sounds really annoying. But besides that, everyone here just gives a fine performance. There. Was that hard? No. You can fucking do it, Sean. I hope he's watching this. Or if he's not, someone should just like screen record this part and like tweet it to Diamond Axe Studios on Twitter.
In New York, I've been the rock. Had it in my sock. You said Savvy Rock. Running from the cop. Shooting at the ops.
Oh, here we go again. So, Playboi Carti is apparently a really popular person. I do not know any of his songs. Obviously, I listened to this one for this video, and I'm sick of that melody. I mean, this song gives me absolutely fucking nothing. It's just such a bland fucking track. Like, it sounds like some random kid uploaded it to SoundCloud. The beat's bland, the delivery is poor and unenergetic. There is nothing good about this track. Why was it a hit? Number one is that Meghan Trainor's song Me Too was just toxic positivity, too much self-empowerment. Just take what I said there and times it by 10. I don't need to hear her talking about, don't hate me because I'm beautiful. Like, oh, fuck off. That makes you so fucking unlikable. And then, you know, my name is Carrie. Like, okay, well, we know what your name is. You don't have to, like, keep saying that. Like, in all seriousness, if songs like this make you feel good about yourself, that's fine, but I'm just not a fan. Wait, shit, as I'm filming, so when I started making this video, I wanted to keep it short and brief just so I can get this over quickly. But as I keep going, my talks about each song keep getting longer and longer, and that has me severely worried for how long this fucking video is gonna be. Like, this might be a 12-hour long video. We'll just have to see.
I tell all my hoes, break it up, break it down, back it up, fuck it up, fuck it up.
Why the fuck do we give the guy who made Down to the DM a second hit, a guy whose rapper name sounds like Yo Gabba Gabba, Yo Gotti? What the fuck is that bullshit? This song is just boring as fuck. It was one of my least favorites in 2017. I talked about this when I made my channel Lucid Reviews, although the videos are long gone, lost to history. It's just like no instrumentation, all percussion. The raps aren't even that good. I never fucking liked this song. This was like my least fucking favorite song of the songs from like 2017 that I reviewed during the time I was on Lucid Reviews. Also, Nicki Minaj's verse is just her saying China, 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 and then rhyming China with vagina. Ugh.
Big bank, shake little bank. Type of money you gon' need to say. The type of money you gon' need to buy. From the hood.
Big bank, take little bank. Like, what the fuck are these lyrics? This isn't fucking Monopoly. Like, just because you're richer than someone else doesn't mean you're just like stealing from other people. Like, unless you want to talk about, like, some commentary about how the rich exploit people. But no, this song isn't fucking doing that. This song is just braggadocious. Like, hey, look at me. I'm fucking rich. Good for you. I don't need to hear 1,000 songs about that, okay? Oh, your CBD has chocolate in it? You mean your chocolate has CBD? That's like a fucking issue on its own. Like, I'm sick of like people not disclosing that to other people, or maybe some people just want chocolate. They don't know that it has that chemical or that thing in it. Like, dude, that trend just pisses me off.
You think you're cooler than me? You got designer shades just to hide your face, and you wear them around like you're cooler than me.
You know, it's really amazed me over the years, the kind of niche audience that Mike Posner has evolved to. He's changed so much and grown so much since that hit that he made in 2010. Also, he was friends with Big Sean. They grew up in Detroit together. And Apparently they knew each other before they were famous. Big Sean was actually on the original version of this song. And yes, I'm just going to throw random facts like that and like every other song on this list because I know way too much fucking knowledge. Don't ask me, okay? This is obviously the hit that he references in the much better I Took a Pill in Ibiza. Hearing this gives you big one-hit wonder vibes, even though Please Don't Go is a hit and not enough people acknowledge that. I just remember the song being fucking everywhere on the radio, and while that like remix of this song that made it into the version it is today is admittedly pretty good, his voice just sounds off, like he doesn't sound there yet. Like the way he speaks like in this song, it's just not that good, but he makes it work in some way. I don't know, I'm just like not a huge fan of his voice on this track. That's really it here, but like the song is catchy, I guess. I think Mike Posner unironically is pretty cool though, although I am sad for him because he walked across America for some big publicity stunt or whatever big purpose he thought he did. I think he almost died. He got bit by like a snake or something. I could be quoting that wrong. Y'all can look it up and tell me what the case was. But yeah, it was a very sad situation. I'm glad he's okay.
I ain't leaving till they turn over the clothes, I check it.
Take my order cause your body like a video. Let me walk into your body till you hear me out. Turn me on.
So this song will forever be defined by the Jax Films video, the Me, You, You, Me video, the infamous one. But this song was a hit on its own right. The fast food metaphors I thought were kind of dumb, but you know, they are what they are, and I guess they work. The cowbell freaking instrumental's kind of weird, but this song's overall pretty decent. I mean, we're getting to the point of the list where like the songs are still like bad, but they're a lot of people really like this song, but I've always known the Forget You version. I don't think the Fuck You version is a lot better like some people say. Nothing against profanity, just not that good. The real reason the song is so low is just because that bridge, that fucking obnoxious bridge. I mean, listen to him. That sounds terrible. Although, I mean, he did become a voice on The Judge, presumably for this. Also, this is the same guy who sings Crazy by Gnarls Barkley. I didn't connect those dots until a few years later. Crazy by Gnarls Barkley is a much better song than this, just my opinion. Although I understand the feeling, you know, wanting to call this woman out for cheating, you know, I get that. You know, if you were richer, you'd still, like, I get that too, although you already had a hit when you made the song, so, I mean, you are kind of rich. I hate how the industry does that. I understand the emotions here. I understand why the song resonates with people. Okay, totally understand. I just never really liked the song all that much. But you know, this will do it for a lot of people, and that's fair.
Y no te voy a negar. Estamos claros y ya.
Here we have yet another reggaeton song. This beat just sounds terrible, and it's really only this low because the beat's just really fucking bad. You know, as a kid, I heard the song on Radio Disney, and I was just assuming that it was just one of those Disney Star songs because it sounded really childish. But apparently, it was an actual hit song of its own right. It wasn't a just Disney song. That pretty much shocked me. And what shocks me even more is that these guys had a second song. I think it was called, like, I Like It Like That. The only other notable thing about this song is that, I mean, the verses are shit. That's kind of like, it all sounds childish. I mean, that's why. Also, watch how good I'll fake it. Damn. Oh yeah, these guys, Hot Chel Ray, are often called Hot Chili Ray. People say that wrong for some reason. That's like the only thing I think of when I think of these guys. They haven't been relevant in like a decade. Wait. I just found out they had a Tonight Tonight COVID remix in 2021. And then they released a Tonight 10th Anniversary Remastered Edition also in 2021. That is so sad and pathetic. This is the closure that I need. Holy shit. Wait, holy shit, the COVID remix is legit the worst thing I've ever heard. Like, listen to this shit.
It's been a really messed up year. COVID keeps raging, been a lot of masturbating, got a bunch of new different fears. Like walking in someone's general direction.
Holy shit, that is so cringy. Like, it was obviously desperately trying to cling on to their one and only hit. I guess they have the second hit, but you know what I mean. And it fails so hard. This didn't even get any attention. I can't believe I'm just discovering how awful this is. And this was released on DistroKid, meaning they're independent. Their label dumped them ages ago. Oh my god, I just found a gem. See, this is what happens when you stay and watch the full video. You get rewarded with little pieces of this. This is gold.
my plug talk.
This shit is kind of really boring. It's like really background music. The only thing memorable about it is that it features the alien in the music video. The same fucking alien, by the way, and I'm about to blow your minds with this. Little Mayo, the guy who sings Be Gone Thought on TikTok. That was the whole thing. Only thing I remember the song for, probably the guy's only hit. I mean, I think I looked it up. He technically has a few others other than this, but like this is the only song people really know by him. It's not good. I mean, it's like if you could listen to this in the background and it would be fine. Super forgettable though.
Got a condo on my wrist, girl, I'm cashing out. Got a condo around my neck, girl, I'm cashing out.
The song is honestly like fine. It's pretty forgettable, but it's decent. But imagine how pathetic it is that this dude, his rapper name is Cash Out. His one and only hit single is called Cashing Out. And now the entire rest of his career, he has to try to make other songs. But his name ties him down to his only hits. It's just the most sad, pathetic shit I've ever seen. It's like the dude couldn't think of a name. He had this song, he really believed in it, and he named himself after the song. Like, if you're gonna be a one-hit wonder, that's the way to go. I mean, it just seems like this dude didn't really have any aspirations to like be big, or maybe he did, but this was just a bad fucking plan. Like, you know when Doja Cat made that song Moo, and people were wondering why she didn't call herself Doja Cow? Now that she's got a lot of fucking hits, it's a really good idea that she called herself Doja Cat and didn't just fucking change it to Doja Cow because people told her to. This guy though, this dude's out of luck. Sucks to be him, I guess. Although he's probably making some decent money from the song, so yeah, I mean, it's probably not that bad. So ignoring the grammatical errors of Drank in My Cup, and also the fact that Kirko Bangs is another one-hit wonder dude, his recent singles can't even get 100,000 streams on Spotify, despite having one of the biggest songs like a decade ago. Also, not only is this guy a one-hit wonder, the people who produced this song, you go to the Wikipedia page, and it says that they're most known for producing Drank in My Cup by Kirko Bangs. And when you listen to the song and the production, you can see why. Yeah, that does not sound good. I'm sure people look back at the song and think it's fine. I just think it's just a very very mediocre, very bland. I do not like it.
Ride with the mob, alhamdulillah. Check you and me and do your job. Berg is the name, Ben Baller did the chain.
Well, Plain Jane definitely describes how I feel about the song. It is a very plain song. The one thing I will note is I never understood the whole ASAP thing. I looked it up. They're apparently part of some group that was never super duper successful, although ASAP Rocky was, and I believe he's the guy that got Rihanna pregnant. I could be wrong about that, but I do remember hearing that. You know, he had his own hits. I think I talked about one of his songs, like I think Fucking Problems was him. You know, ASAP Rocky was successful. This ASAP Ferg guy, he's decently successful too. Although, I doubt anyone really knows any of the other members, so, oops.
Baby got the streets on hold, I ain't dropped it. I've been going hard, it's gonna be hard for you to talk that. I make it look easy, but this shit really a project. I'm really a millionaire still in the project.
I just love that we live in a world where there's two artists become popular around the same time called Lil Baby and DaBaby, and they decided to collaborate on a song and call it Baby in a very tongue-in-cheek way. That is my type of humor. And it's like, the song is fine. Like, obviously I'm not like the hugest fan of it. It's very, very short though. One of the shortest songs on this list. Like, it's technically clocks in around 2.5 minutes, but the song is over at the 2 minute and 5 second point. It's a very short song. It feels like they just made this to be funny and then it like actually became a hit because the song was like decent. But I mean, it's like, I appreciate it for what it is, but it's not a song I'll ever choose to listen to, you know? It's good for the novelty, that's all. It's kind of like when Lil Nas X made a remix to his song Rodeo and it featured Nas on it, and then got Nas to say Little Nas and Big Nas, and that was like kind of a cringy thing, but it was like ha ha ha, like it wasn't super funny, but like kinda was. That's like how I feel with this song. And with that, we have officially completed the first 7th of the video. That's right, y'all. This is just the first part. There are 6 more parts to go. I haven't decided yet while filming if this is going to be one big video or 7 individual videos. You can look at the runtime of this video and see how long it is. If it's like 10 hours long, That means we got like a shit ton of content to go. And if it looks like the video is about to end, well, you know what that means. So I just want to make some commentary about this. I split the video up into 7 sections because this is like the recommended stopping point, right? Take a screenshot of the timestamp you're on now. Keep that mental note in your mind. YouTube might save it, but if it doesn't, you know, I'll leave timestamps down below for you to be helpful. And then come back to this video later on when you're ready, and then watch part 2 through 7 in different sittings, okay? The best way to do this is just like take one day out of your week and then watch this video like every night, every single day. That way, this whole like mess of a video is actually manageable and you can keep your sanity throughout this whole thing. Hopefully my advice was helpful to you, and you know, we still got a long way to go. Thanks for sticking it out with me throughout this whole thing. I promise y'all, it's gonna get really exciting. Holy shit, this is finally over. I'm finally fucking free. I feel like I aged a whole 10 fucking years making this video. So if y'all don't know, I started making this in 2021, and by the time the video ends, it will be mid-2023. Ignore my acne, I would fix that, but I literally just edited for the past few hours straight, finishing this video, and I feel like moving on. However, I want to make an intermission after each one of these 7 breaks, and I was really inspired obviously by Quinton Reviews. He made the 8-hour-long Victorious video and other videos of that sort. Obviously, this is a video about music. It's a different topic altogether, but it really opened my eyes that I wanted to embark on a large project like this. One, because I feel like the channel is in a weird spot right now, and I hope that maybe something like this could really grasp people's attention, although I also run the risk that I just made this whole video for nothing, nobody watches it, and now I just wasted a bunch of hours for nothing. That is the absolute worst case scenario, and I am desperately crossing my fingers that that does not happen. So as you can see right now, I'm trying desperately to not make a lot of breaks in my sentences. If you watch this video, oh, I did it. I'm trying to make sure that there's not more than a second break throughout this video, because even though this is a very long video, I have like this OCD obsessive habit. And I was actually diagnosed with OCD. I don't just like make fun of mental illness. It's actually, I do actually have it. If there's a spot where there's over like 1 or 2 seconds pause throughout the video, I am terrified that somebody's just gonna click off. So, you know, don't think that I just like wrote, like I sat down, I recorded the audio, and then I just kind of like let it sit there. It took a lot of meticulous editing, all the clips, the text, the background image. So I want to tell you how I made this video, because this was a whole process, okay? As I said, I started in 2021, and you can learn from the mistakes that I made so you don't repeat them yourself. So I don't remember the exact month of this, but this was, I want to say maybe like mid of 2021. Might have even been before that, honestly. I don't have the dates saved. So I basically watched YouTube videos of all of the top 100 songs of each year from 2010 to 2019. And so I would watch like a quick little video of the snippets just to like get a brief idea. And then eventually I had to get every single song there, create a playlist, or actually I think I found playlists at all 100, and then they missed a song, I had to see which one they missed, and then find the song on my own time. And then I literally put them all in Apple Music playlist so I can listen with my headphones and make my life a bunch easier. I don't have a Spotify subscription. I probably should get one. I sat down there, I listened to it. I think it was like 54 hours or something. Obviously I didn't do it all in one sitting. I listened to each song. And then obviously there were some songs I had to like re-listen to again. Some songs I was already familiar with that I already just know really well because I've just been obsessed with pop music pretty much my whole life. But surprisingly, there's a few songs here that not that I didn't know, but like I just didn't know that much about, and I really needed that refresher. Some things you notice from listening to these songs a second or a third time that you just wouldn't have noticed, and it gave me a lot of good material. And some of those facts that you saw dispersed throughout this video, I just kind of knew from like being in the scene, from like knowing what I know. And this giant video is like, I never have to do this again until 2029. But you know, based on the world, how the world's going right now, who even knows if I'll be there? Or if it'll be, like, we might not even get it 2029. Why did I put that thought into the world? I really shouldn't. Anyway, so I'll listen to all the songs. And then I could have downloaded 904 separate music videos separately, but I actually used a playlist. Thank God somebody had these videos. I'll be obviously giving them credit in the description of these people who compiled each top 100 of the year. And so I just used the 5-second, 10-second clip from those videos because it made my life 1,000 times easier. And if I didn't do that, honestly, the video would either not be here at all or would have taken forever to finally post this. So what do I do now is my method for getting each method or each ranking. How did I determine where the breaks are? Well, actually, it's a lot more scientific than you think. I didn't just choose a random spot in the video. It was actually the breaks concurred before I even had the list finished. And I did this by, I didn't know it was gonna be 7 at the time. I kind of figured it'd be around that area. So what I did is I took each year end list and I separated it by year. So I did the 2010 songs, 2011 songs. I listened to the snippets of each song, right? And then, so I had like a quick little thing. I could like remember the whole song from that. And then I would cut the clip every time a new song started. And so I would listen to them. And I would have to determine after a few times of going through those snippets, what are the least favorite. I gave myself a baseline of like, let's say 10, right? 10-ish or so songs that I want to choose as like the bottom tier. Originally it was going to be like a 9 or 10 part thing, but it wound up being 7, and you know, I'm happy for that. That seems like a better number. So for like some years that winded up being like, I could only think of like 7 songs that really deserved like to be the worst of the worst. If there was like a noticeable gap in quality, I basically like looked at the list and I said, okay, these are the songs that are the worst. These are the songs I think I need to be in this part. So I would grab that. Okay, 2010's done. Go to 2011, 2012. Some years, like 2016, 2017, I think I had like as much as like 20 songs. Whereas like I said, you know, some years there were 7, some years there were 20, all in this one part. And that's why you get these little wonky, janky numbers like this, right? They're not super even, but they don't have to be. They work for exactly what they are and what they're going for. So as soon as I have that part of the process done, I have my first part. But how do I determine from there what ranking is each song? Well, now I have a list of about 100 or so songs, and every song you heard in this part, I re-listened to every song there, because now I singled out the worst of the worst. And then I put those into even smaller groups. So I would listen to those 100 or so songs. I think it was more than 100, because I think it's like 904 to 782. So it's like a teeny bit more, maybe like 20 or 30 more. I mean, I could do quick math, but I don't want to do it right now. So I found all those songs, and I grouped it into like the lowest third, like the third of the song line, the third of the list I think is like the worst. And then I took that and then I did like a third of that. And I got like 10 songs at that point. And then once I did those 10 songs, I pretty much just did an order of those 10 songs. So it was very manageable. I cut this into very small pieces. And of course that led to it taking forever, but it basically meant it was manageable. I started this project not even knowing how possible it was or if I could do this. But with the chunk method that I did, it actually worked, and it worked beautifully. So I want to say that this part of the process took me a few weeks to edit, and it was painful, I tell you. I don't know if I told you this, the clips of the songs alone are 2.5 hours. That's not even like the commentary, and the commentary is the main part of the video. But it's like if I just play like a 2-second snippet of each song, or even like a 5-second. I mean, I have, don't get me wrong, the clips are like 10 seconds, maybe 5 seconds. I haven't counted. I think they're closer to 10. If I were to play like a smaller snippet, like you have to know what the song is. You have to like know a little bit. Obviously, I'm not gonna play the whole fucking thing, right? Copyright exists, and wouldn't it be so scary if I made this video and it gets copyright strike for one of these songs? That's why I'm so terrified about this. I'm probably gonna like upload part 1, unlist it, and see how that goes. And then I'm gonna keep it unlisted until the whole thing is done. And so the people that have been following this whole process are gonna see the length of this video, and they're gonna be like, holy shit. Because this is gonna be 10 to 12 hours long. Based on the way this is paced, this is gonna be even longer than the longest Quentin Reviews video. I dare you to find a video like this that's actually highly edited. That's not just like someone like, you know, on a long podcast, just kind of like sitting there on a live stream. No, an edited video where you meticulously craft every second of it. I dare you to find a video on YouTube that's longer than this. There might be, it might exist, I might be breaking new ground here, or I might just be insane enough that no one else is doing what I'm doing. Anyway, sorry, I'm kind of rambling here. But this is an intermission, okay? I'm at an hour and 45 minutes, and it would be hilarious if the first part of 7 itself was 2 hours long. Anyway, so around the period of time that I spent after I downloaded the each of the year end list, that was probably like mid 2021, I kind of had this project on the back burner, and I started actually doing the editing and the cutting down, doing each individual song. I did that around December of 2021. And December, during that time, I was also like listening to a few clips, and you see all like the little interesting like parts of the song. I didn't even include all of them in the video. Some of them I just kind of got lazy and I kind of just ignored. And some of them I just like, I still included them, but I had to like think of all the ways, or maybe I just forgot while I was recording, and I'm not gonna like go back when I already spent so many hours on this. But I got most of them, especially most of the good ones are in the final video. But literally, if I could think of anything interesting, one example I can think of is the, what is it? Call on Me, or is Call My Name, or Envy Me. The name of the song is Envy Me. And that was like the FL Studio thing. And I thought to myself, okay, I gotta record like a little thing of me literally recreating this sample in 5 seconds of opening the app. It's like, I did that. Or if there was like a part of the song I wanted you guys to hear or to play that wasn't part of like the snippet that they chose, I had to like find that and search the music video and then record that, download that. So I did all of that around December. I kind of kept those files there. And then in January, I recorded something. And if this were to have happened, the video would not be 10 to 12 hours. It would be like way longer, and it would have been kind of insane. So what happened was I recorded this whole massive thing, and maybe I'll come out with it someday. But it was me recording the first 10 songs of this list like this in person. It was a camera. The problem was the file size was so big, it wouldn't let me render it. And now, of course, every time I record a YouTube video, I have to pause every 10 minutes and then record a new video. And I have to upload each in 10-minute chunks to YouTube. And so now that I can do that, that makes my life a lot easier. But back then I just didn't think of it. And I recorded like, gosh, I don't even remember how long. It was like 14, 21 minutes. I think it was like somewhere between, it might've been like 20 something minutes. I don't remember, but that might not sound like a lot, but that was literally just the first 10 songs of the list. Actually, no, it was like half an hour. No, it was like half an hour. The footage or something crazy like that. It might have been even 40 minutes. I just remember it being an absurdly long amount of time. And if I had the footage with me, I could tell you exactly how long it was. Unfortunately, I don't. So with that roadblock in the way, I tried many times desperately. I tried Google Drive. I paid extra money to like get the files there. I tried, not CloudShare, what was it? Dropbox. I tried that, it didn't work. I tried recording it. I tried literally everything you think I could do. I had this like device that would like take your videos automatically from your phone and put them to your computer. I had my parents to download that, set that up. I went through the entire process only for it to not work and the videos not show up. All the photos I took are the really short videos that show up, but this long video wouldn't. I tried going into iMovie and splitting into different parts. I tried so many things. It was ridiculous and absurd. And also, by the time I tried, I took so many photos, screenshots. I had to scroll all the way from my Photos app to like January when I took this video. And that's why I look different. You can tell I look skinnier. I have like a lot of makeup on. I don't know, I don't think my hair was dyed at that point. I don't remember when I got my hair dyed, but I'm pretty sure it was after January. Anyway, so that all happened. And I kind of just gave up on the project for a few months. People were really curious about it. I'd been hyping it up, and it's like I'd still kind of been working on it. I've been doing like a few things on it. I've been kind of attempting to every like couple weeks or a few months, I would try something out. But I made a breakthrough in August, and I said, listen, if I tried to record a video for this, I think I might even recorded, like tried that a second time and it didn't work. I did so much. I said to myself, okay, if I want to get this to work, I'm gonna have to make some sacrifices, and I hope the people at YouTube don't get mad at me. I hope my viewers are okay. So I said to myself, there's a website called Photomash that I use. I took the thumbnail of this video, and I might change it, like the part 2 thumbnail I might do for the second part. I don't know, or I might just keep the same one. You guys tell me your advice in the comments, because I'm releasing this before part 2 and before all the other parts. So you can give me your feedback, and if like my feedback could determine how I futurely make this video. So what I decided on is I needed to, in order for there to be enough space, because if I recorded 10 to 12 hours of footage, my phone would not have enough space to record this. I tried recording videos on my camera, that didn't work either. The camera videos don't get on my computer. I kid you not, it was insane. I had to ask my parents to give me enough space on my computer, but if my phone doesn't have enough space, or my camera only records 30 minutes at a time, etc., etc., I said to myself, I go to the voice notes app on the phone, I record for like an hour or two, a whole session. I think I split it into like 2 parts. I didn't do it all in one sitting because it would have just been insane. So I did 2 sittings of like, I don't know, maybe 50-ish songs each. And then I did that. And so I uploaded that. I put that into Sony Vegas where I edit everything. I got the photo mesh, like the animated background of the thumbnail, which I think kind of keeps it visually interesting. So it's not just like a blank photo. It's like the number in the corner. I have enough going on, and it's only like 30 seconds at a time. So, you know, there's still stuff going on. So I did that. And afterwards I was like, okay, I got this. I can finally do it. So I started editing one by one, and it was annoying because I had to figure out, okay, where do I stop? You know, one song, where's the next song start? I had to like take context clues to figure that out, and I was able to do it, thankfully, but it was a tricky process. So I would literally spend like weeks. I think I started this part of the process in August. August was when the video really started to take form, and I was able to finally get the audio recorded, get the opening intro recorded. So I did the intro, and then I put that into Sony Vegas, and then I was able to finally start each opinion on the song, and then link it to the clips responsible, add everything else in, and then it kind of breezed after that, right? I did like, I wanted to do like 10 songs a day, or like 40. I think I did like 40 songs the first few days, and then I kind of like slowed down because I had school. I had to focus on school. So I think I had like Labor Day week, so I had like a lot of time to edit this weekend. And so I kind of just did like the last 30 to 40 songs like in the past few days. And now I'm finally done. And as I sit here, I'm gonna take a nice long deserved break. Probably not gonna get part 2 out, or maybe even start on it for the next few weeks. This whole video will probably be done by mid-2023. I wanna ask you, now that part 1 is officially done and over with, do you want it all out now, all at once? Or do you wanna wait until the whole video is done for me to upload it on YouTube? Let me know, tell me what you think. Is this video even salvageable? Will you watch this whole thing? Were you entertained? Did you like it? And this intermission, just so you know, this is a perfectly skippable, okay? I have timestamps in the description for these intermissions. If you wanna skip them, go ahead. I'm just letting people know how I did it and how this massive project came to be. In case you're wondering, like, this is insane, how did you do this? I will now continue the video. I will time travel into the future where part 2 is done, and that will start right now with, this is the lowest song of the second batch. It survived the first cut, the first pickings of the years, but these were the worst of the second years. And then we'll get to the top, and then it'll keep going from there. I can't wait to see you on the other side. Thank you for watching, really appreciate it.